I haven't seen all of the screenshots. I've seen enough. I've seen quite a few, actually. The ones that I have seen were enough. Full transparency, while I was getting messages telling me what had happened, I was still live on my own. While I was getting messages telling me what happened, I went directly to the source, as so many of us say, go directly to the source. And they told me that it wasn't them. They didn't do it. They'd never even been on Patrick's Live and didn't know who Voodoo Bay was, et cetera, et cetera. While that was going on, I requested the screenshots and stuff from other people who were messaging me and telling me what was going on. And off app, I had been in contact with other people that I absolutely trust, and they confirmed that it was in fact Groovy in Patrick's Live saying the things that were being said. And they confirmed other primary content. I thought we were friends. I gave this person my trust. I allowed that person into my space. I had vouched for that person. I had never, and well, I did open my space to everyone, and while during my live, Groovy was corrected and checked before they exited. I fully recognize that the proximity I hold to them, and that they did come directly from my space. To Patrick. The impact of my allowance of them in my space, because that platform is such a dangerous person, because that behavior is nothing that excuse me, I or those who enjoy the safety and security of our spaces condone. Once we see it, once we are made aware of it, we cut it out. Because I did platform such a dangerous person. Because my guests were disrespected, and the people in the comments, and most importantly, for the egregious and outright anti-blackness, harm and disrespect shown to Voodoo Bay, I am profusely sorry. I fully understand that these words and my apology for some may be too little too late, that they may not be wanted, that they may not be accepted. I do understand that, and yeah, I understand that. However, the acknowledgement of that, of what happened, and that person's proximity to me, and the fact that I allowed them in my space, and that they left my space because I allowed them and then went to someone else's, and the accompanying apology because of that, still need to be stated. But I do speak about the responsibility about being responsible for who we allow in our spaces, and the ripples that can occur from that. So again, um,
I think, we're all learning some very valuable lessons as a Black community. And I hope that, we're picking up what other people are putting down. I hope we're learning about, allyship and, allowing certain people to be too comfortable in our spaces, about not standing on our square, about aligning with anti-Black people to take down other Black people because you're mad at that Black person. Things like that, that I just feel like we can't do. Because when it comes down to it, it's always the expectation of us to martyr ourselves for other people. And if we're ever going to level up, we're going to have to do it together. We're going to have to do it unwavering. We're going to have to set some precedents. We're going to have to do exactly what we're all doing right now. Saying, no, you can't do this. You cannot be anti-Black. You cannot disrespect our spiritual cultures. You cannot disrespect our head wraps and the things that are sacred to us. You can't do that. There's so much history with this head wrap, continentally and here in the diaspora. I mean, y'all know the stories. Y'all know the laws that were passed for Black women to have to wear these and all of the things. Like, it goes so deep to the trauma of Black people. And so essentially, you just can't do that. And we are learning a valuable lesson about, and I appreciate as acknowledging that and saying that. I appreciate that they were able to acknowledge that, right? So now let's all learn the lesson of what that looks like, because that was not the first time that anti-Blackness had been in those spaces, or that they had been anti-Black. It wasn't the first time. It was just the most loud, blatant time that couldn't be ignored. And so that's why it's now being addressed. But when we, as Black people, see anti-Blackness from other people, even people that are our friends, or that are mutuals, or our ally, whatever the case may be, our partners, whatever, it should be called in immediately. Because when it's allowed to go on too long, we get to this space, and that's just over with. So.
Juan, Legs, did either one of y'all have anything else? Because I know we had two in the guest box that wanted to, I'm sure, speak to.
I'll go first real quick. I just want to say thank you, Voodoo Bay, for just sharing like all your thoughts about the whole situation. And like I said, I wasn't one of the people that witnessed anything live. I was just listening to people that I know wouldn't make up stories, and they literally watched everything in multiple different lives themselves. Those were the only people I listened to that had anything to do with it. But I did say in the first place I wasn't going to make any excuses for Groovy or anything, and if Groovy was calling people wabos, that's completely out of line too. That's for us to worry about. And even though everybody knows I am super against those type of people, it's not for non-Black people to call them that or anything like that, since it is kind of considered a slur or whatever. So that's my stance on that. And just real quick, I did also want to say, just a random thought, kind of unrelated, biracial is not a race. Please pass the word around. I made a video about that earlier because a mutual made a video about that, and it's really ignorant, and I'm starting to hear that more and more, and it's mostly coming from our people. Biracial isn't a race. Me with a non-Black mother is not the same as somebody who's Black and they have an Asian mother. We're not the same race. It's pretty point blank. But anyway, thanks for having me on, Juju, and I'll see all you guys later anyway.
Appreciate you.
Yeah. Before I go, I just wanted to say all I really wanted to do is apologize to Voodoo Bay. I will say that I don't think it's anyone's place to like question anyone's Blackness, especially someone outside of the Black community. That's not something that we do. and we definitely shouldn't be adhering to like the diaspora wars. But I don't want to start up something new. But I wanted to apologize to Voodoo Bay. I will be apologizing to Patrick later. Thank you, Juju, for the time. For Dua, Wagwan. I'll see you guys later. I love you.
Yeah.
Love you later.
I'm about to drop two. I just wanted to give like my useless 2 cents. Voodoo said everything that everybody was thinking. And I want to thank you from my heart for that, because it's true. And I think what we really need to do is really think about who we let into our circle. And not let, but allow to sit in our spaces with us. We need to analyze the way they talk, their body language, everything. Because I got a vibe from Groovy a long time ago, and it felt like it was coming to that boiling point where they were going to say something out of line, and it was highly out of step. And honestly, I'm going to be analyzing anybody who comes into my space. I'm going to be looking at their comments and looking at how they act and react in my space that I'm allowing them in, because it's getting out of hand now. It's really getting out of hand now. Thin ice. A lot of these allies and accomplices are on thin ice. And every other month or week, we're put through this. We're dealing with someone who 2 weeks ago was cool with us. 2 weeks later, it's music and apologies. First it was public, then it was friends only, then it was taken down, then before it was taken down, the comments were turned off. Like, it just gives suspect. It gives side eye. It gives everything negative. And I, for one, am getting tired of allies, people who call themselves allies and accomplices, just losing it and going full Karen. Because that's exactly what I witnessed. Full Karen. It was disgraceful. It was disgusting. I was lied to. And not only that, Groovy lied to people that trusted her. Lied to people that really, really trusted her. Trusted them. Sorry. Trusted them, and it's just annoying. It's just annoying, and I for one feel cheated, and I feel lied to, and I think Groovy might have taken a lot of people for granted, or definitely took a lot of people for granted, or their intelligence for granted, for putting out a weak apology like that with the music and the fake crying. I'm sorry. It bothered me. It was cringe. It was cringeworthy from the beginning. It was just a cringe performance, and I'm over it. So I, for one, I'm just going to be analyzing anybody who comes into my space now. That's how I look at it. And if anybody feels the same way, I advise you to do the same exact thing, and do not feel that you're being aggressive or negative to them. Just do it. Forget how they're going to feel. Sorry, because we've let people come into our space, and then they just ruin and literally just draw up all negative emotions for people, and make other people feel just negative. It's just a ball of negativity that we don't need. We don't need it. We need to work on unifying our section, our people right now. And this should be a unifier. Just like how Modern Warrior was out here wilding, this is another point of unification. For us, for BIPOC people, for the diaspora.
How are you doing? Are you good?
Oh, I'm good.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
Yeah, I'm all right. I'm all right.
No, we're making sure, because you went to the doctors. That's why I'm asking.
Yeah, I was in the hospital. Well, your boy got to learn to take care of himself and his muscles, and I'm working on that. I'm working on it. I promise you. Okay, you know what? I don't want to hear nothing.
Take care of you.
I'm gonna go ahead and watch these Arsenal replays and bother rival fans and talk shit to them because I want to get in the good mood. All right, y'all. I'm sorry if I ramble, but peace. I'm out.
All right, later.
Love you all. How do I get out of here? Oh Lord, I'm too old for this.
It's doing a thing.
Welcome, Pat. You awake? Cause you and Keith infamous for falling asleep on live.
What?
Colorado who?
I ain't do nothing.
Yeah,
what you talking
you
about,
starting
bro?
already?
What you talking about?
I know.
I'm making sure y'all up.
I'm wide awake. I'm walking around.
Oh, okay. Your phone probably not charged, but
It's charged. I don't know why you worry about it. We having a conversation.
because you be in the middle of it and they be like, "Oh wait, sorry, it just gave me a warning. I'm at 10%."
We got his
Exactly.
Alpha out, and he want to show out. But anyways, what's up, y'all? You and Patrick be trying me. I don't know who I thought y'all was trying, but I ain't want. But what's up, y'all?
Oh, weird.
I've been waiting to hear what Tim have to say. She over there like she itching. She moving the hair, playing with
Right.
her hair. She like,
Listen, because
all
I'm
right.
ultimately tired.
Thank you. Me too.
I cannot put the proper adjectives to the level of disgust and intolerance that I'm at right now. Because, and I've mentioned this to a couple people before, like I myself personally, I'm not taking no more of these goddamn apologies from anybody. Period. Because at the end of the day, Black people have always been, regardless of what is going on, have always been described as the most understanding, the most empathetic, the most welcoming people. Even in the midst when shit is fucked up for us. And I'm at the point now where all these apologies are coming from non-white people. People whose experiences closely mirror ours. But they're giving us apologies for what? If you know how your demographic goes through things and feels about things, why is that same grace not extended to us? But we're expected to take the, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I didn't understand that my words were going to be hurtful to you. Bitch, yes, you did. That's why you said it. But if your first line of no more, and I'm tired of it. We constantly have discussions amongst Black people, and we invite non-Black people, regardless of a demographic, just not being Black, and all the time. How many spaces are afforded to us as that? You don't see these indigenous, these white spaces, these whatever the demographic of space is, having conversations, just allowing Black folks to come up and feel entitled. Why? Because we don't do that. We don't do that. Literally. I'm fucking tired. Y'all can, you can sit here and take all the apologies you want. I ain't taking no fucking more. Period.
But here's the thing. It's not them, it's on us. That's why I keep talking about us. That's why I keep talking about what are we learning from this? Where's the call in to us? Because again, we are sympathetic, we are empathetic, we are, welcoming and all of these things to our detriment. And until we step up and say, absolutely the hell not, no more, that's not happening. That's really what it is. I'm not begging anybody to see my humanity. Why are Black people begging people to see our humanity when we literally birthed humanity? Make it make sense to me.
Say it one more fucking time really loud.
Why are Black people begging everyone to see their humanity when we birthed humanity? It doesn't make sense. We're not begging people to see our humanity anymore. If you don't see it, get from around us. One time. You got one time to say the wrong thing, to be anti-Black, to allow anti-Blackness. One time. And it's done. There is no apologies. There is no forgiveness. There is no coming back from that. It is what it is, and you are what you are, and that is it. And we as Black people have got to learn this shit. Over and over and over and over again on this app. I've said it a million times. I don't believe in allies. I don't believe in accomplices. I don't believe in giving people seats at our table. I do not.
And I probably wouldn't until they were.
You want to have equitable conversation? You sit at your table and we had to sit at our table? Fine. Anything other than that requires martyrdom from Black people, and we're not doing it no more.
I also feel like, I think what is lost is that when we're speaking about Black people, Black community, Blackness, to Black people, Blackness is subjective, right? So you will have conversations about people like me and my level of Blackness to other people. But when we start becoming, I don't care what side of the spectrum of Blackness that you are on, when we continue to perpetuate this welcoming spirit that Black people have always been expected to have, because we are those people. We are welcoming, we are loving, we are understanding, we are empathetic, right? It opens up certain conversations for non-Black people to feel that they can talk about Black shit. And that's a problem. We sit here and accept all, oh my God, I said something bad on a live in front of thousands, hundreds of people. I'm sorry. Cue the fucking music. And it's not because, are you really sorry? Or is it because you know there's going to be Black people who know there was no malicious intent, so we're going to maneuver in that and accept it. It's that Black person's decision for them to have that conversation, right? But this allowing of apologies and, you know what, it's okay, I understand y'all have the same struggle. I get what happened. It allows these conversations to reach people who ain't got no fucking business talking about it. It's not just the apology and the words you use. It's what us accepting that apology means for Black people. And at this point, we should not be accepting that shit no fucking more.
It's the one thing. To do best.
If I'm
Period.
real
So,
quick. My space is not open to anyone who is non-Black. My space, meaning my platform, I would not be opening up. My space will be closed off to everyone who is non-Black. And I mean what I say, and I say what I mean. Reason being is because for the past couple of months, I've been watching and seeing a certain community. I'm not going to say which community. If you can put two together, you'll understand. There's been a certain community that's been putting out videos trying to pit Black and Indigenous people against one another for profit. And then when called out, we're called aggressive, right? So I was called anti-Indigenous because I said that I put Black people first. Okay, that's fine. I could take that. Cool. But it's a problem when we start addressing y'all a certain way. Oh, you're aggressive and you're doing too much, and that's not this and this not that. Respectfully, it is very annoying to see how y'all treat black people, right? Julius didn't have to open up his space for indigenous people. Neither did Patrick. Neither did myself. Neither did others. Why is it that y'all feel so entitled to black spaces? When you see a black person giving over their platform to you, you should be thankful. You should be grateful. This isn't an exchange, mind you. Because some of you think that you have BLM in your bio, when a black woman is unalived in her own home due to a no-knock warrant, everybody should be out marching and protesting. You don't get kudos. You don't get kudos points for that. You don't get a trophy for that. This isn't no participation shit. Oh, good job. You went out in protest. Here's an award. That's what y'all want. Y'all want a pat on the back for fighting for human rights. Are you serious? So my life is an exchange to you. So if I was to become the next hashtag, you would want a reward for going out to protest? Have y'all lost y'all fucking minds? Y'all are bugged out. And y'all are really, honestly, no funny. I don't know how long I'm gonna be doing this, but I may do it for the rest of the year. I don't know. We're gonna see. But I already know how y'all do black people on this app. Y'all talk to us crazy, and then when we call y'all out, y'all like to call us aggressive, and y'all like to say some real anti-black shit like, oh, y'all this and y'all that, and it's fine. I'm used to it. Like literally, I was live yesterday with one of my mutuals, and we had a racist white man, not surprised, coming saying racist rhetoric again, not surprised, because I'm used to it by now. I'm used to the anti-blackness and the racism because y'all do it so much. It's crazy. It's so crazy to me. And then they get mad when they get checked. How you getting mad for getting checked? Voodoo Bay clearly told you not to make an apology video, and you went against what an elder of our community told you not to do. So you doubly do not have no respect for her at all. And you think that we are supposed to forgive? That's not happening. So respectfully, it's not happening. Sorry. It will not happen.
Not sorry.
Everybody in this live who is non-black, my space is closed off to you. Businesses, black everything. Blackity, black. I do not give a goddamn. Sorry. Not sorry. Sorry.
So I'm going to get ready to come down because I have a live scheduled with Indigo. Again, we're going to be talking about Black history from Black people. There's some things that I've wanted to discuss surrounding the Arab slave trade, the effect that had on Black people in Africa, because all we speak about is the transatlantic slave trade, but there's a whole history before that. And there were some lives that prompted this live. So if you're interested, if you want to come and listen and hear what we're going to talk about, show up, pull up, because...
So what prompted this live?
There's this... You so messy, Boots.
Listen, at this point, I'm going to be 100% fucking honest with all y'all on here. I don't give a fuck.
So yeah,
I give zero fucks. Zilch. Zero. None.
See, I'm rubbing off on everybody. I
would like to record the show that
King Jitsi and y'all ain't listen.
E.B. Reddy was the one who banned Hoochie Daddy Shorts. Y'all can go into my bio and sign my petition. We're trying to bring it back.
I don't give a fuck what petition you got. We're not talking about that right now. I said what I said. It's canceled. We're moving on with this serious topic on Julius Slab.
I wanted to record the show that she's trying to cancel Grace Sweatpants season.
Indigo up on this live if you wanted, but me and her. I mean, either way. So there's another content creator who is not Black, who has proximity to Blackness, who did some things. My issue with the things that he did is a separate issue. My issue was specifically that he got on a live and he said a few things that were extremely dangerous and extremely derogatory. He said that the Arabs were a refuge for Black people. people that they essentially saved us, and many other things, which immediately boiled my blood. He went on this tirade to distance himself from whiteness because he says he is not white. And here's my answer to that.
Because it's dangerous to say that.
Okay. But here's my answer to that. You can be Arab and be white. You can be Arab, but what you are not is black. And so you be whatever you want to be, but what you're not is black. And what I'm not going to allow is for you to get on lives and start trying to educate black people about black people, about Africa. What you're not going to do is start giving misinformation to black people who are not educated about these things in order to solidify your proximity to us. Yeah, we're not doing that. If you want to talk about the history and what actually happened in Africa and in the Arab slave trade and what the people that you come from actually did to us, we can do that. But black people are speaking for black people and about black people and about black history and about African history. Y'all are not doing that. And so that is what prompted this live. Because we're not, no. And so I invited Indigo, who is a continental African. She's from South Africa. And
I love her.
I adore her. She's my favorite TikToker and is extremely educated and came with all of the receipts and timelines and the things and the things and the things, because let's get into it. You want to talk about what the Arabs, the effect that they had? I had a brother from Pakistan. Was it from Pakistan? No, Kyrgyzstan. Inbox me and talk about their experience with the Arab people and what they've done to them. So if we're going to talk about it, you cannot hide behind your marginalized community to, spew lies and misinformation to black people. You're not leading us astray again, because everybody has told us our history. You see what's happening in the schools with critical race theory. Everybody wants to erase us out of history and tell the story from their perspective. That shit's not happening. Not as long as I'm on this app. Not as long as I have a voice to teach you about real African history. Not as long as I have allies and resources to bring truths to the table. You are not telling us about us. We are going to educate other black people about black people. And that's on period.
I want to say something real quick to a comment. Somebody made the comment that they said y'all made a particular person feel really comfortable in our spaces. What I need for y'all to stop doing is attaching y'all to anything, because y'all ain't do shit. That is all. Thank you.
Yeah, I don't know who y'all is, because my space has never been open to anybody really, except for I talk about black people. I talk about black issues. I protect black women. My platform is black. Like, I've always been the same across the board. It's black, it's black, it's black, it's black. It's been black since I've been here. It's going to be black forever. I've been saying it. So, yes, y'all.
I love you. I'm going to just say that.
Yes.
I love you too.
Oh, never mind.
I love you too.
I would love Ed, but she banned my shorts.
Go to fucking hell.
Yeah,
so, I'm going to step down. I'm going over to my page to do this live with Indigo. Any of y'all are ready? Ed, pull up. This is your line, girl. Pull up.
And I will.
Okay. I'll see y'all over there.
What you say, Pat?
No, I was saying, I can't get over that head wrap comment. I'm sorry. Even like a day or two later, I still can't get over that. Because the only thing that keeps bringing me back is if Voodoo Bay or Ebony or Aunt Karen or anybody in our community who's like the popular black content creator, Ebony knows where I'm getting with this. Can you imagine if we said that to an indigenous man who's like the head of his tribe? I don't know what they call that what they wear because I don't want to like mispronounce it or say the wrong thing. So I was just like, I'm gonna paraphrase. Like you guys know exactly what I'm referring to. Can you imagine if Voodoo Bay went in the comment section and said something about what the like what?
Are you seriously?
I believe that Groovy got off too easy.
You should really try something.
I think Groovy got off way too easy.
Oh, and while
They got off way too easy.
why don't you go ahead and explain to me what was
Like,
going on between you?
O Fortuna needs to be played in a black background. I believe we should host a live roasting session. That apology was as dry as a cactus in Arizona. It was as dry as the crust around her mouth. It was dry. Yes, I'm going there. Like the background music was not giving. It was giving Chelsea Hart, but it was like a
You don't
Chelsea
think the
Club
background music was giving? Like
It
you
was
made
not
the
giving.
song choice?
No,
You
it was
fucking
not.
dude.
It was not. It was pathetic. It was pathetic. Sean, don't be laughing at me, girl. I'm just saying.
It was deep in my bootlegs. I'm sorry.
Yo.
I don't know what was drier, that apology or Julius's fro. Like I'm confused. Like I'm very confused. Like it was.
So Pat, can I ask you a question?
Why